Welcome back everybody, and today I'm back with the Ninja Slushi, which is one of the most requested items I've had this year. In the past, I've reviewed the Ninja Thirsty Drink System, the Ninja Creamy Ice Cream Maker, and this seems to kind of go right in between those texture-wise, but not in the price. It has 5 presets. I'm going to try all of them, so let's see how it works in today's video, starting with the unboxing. Here it is. This thing is massive, way bigger than I expected. I paid $300 for this direct from the Ninja website. The way you're supposed to open it is just to pull this off. Oh. There's a lot in there. Instructions, got to read those over. Not sure what that is yet. Oh, this thing's huge. Look at the size of this thing. Now I have the Ninja Creamy and the Ninja Thirsty, and this thing is way bigger. But here it is. The thing is massive. Now the only place I found any reviews for this of any significance were the Ninja website, and I take those with a grain of salt. But the claims are that you can create frozen drinks with no ice needed. They say their rapid chill technology gives you perfect frozen drinks every single time. They say you can make a slushie with as little as 1 ingredient. No ice, no blending. That's what they say. They achieve that by having the liquid rotate around a chilling cylinder to maintain the ideal temperature and texture. One touch control delivers drinks in 15 to 60 minutes. 60 minutes? They say includes 5 presets: slush, spiked slush, frappe, milkshake, and frozen juice. A temperature control to customize the texture. Self-serve handle makes pouring easy. They say its whisper chill compressor quietly keeps treats cold for up to 12 hours. We'll see how quiet that is. This thing looks massive. Look at the size of that. It's heavy too. I'm not going to do anything until I read these over, and then we'll get started. All right, so I've read over the owner's guide. I read over the recipe guide. I read over the quick start guide and the insert. I think we're ready to get started. First thing you gotta do is disassemble it and clean it off. So let's talk a little bit about the parts first. First up, you pull the bail handle forward to release the vessel. Once that's released, you pull it forward. On the vessel, we have the pour spout right here. Inside here, we have the condensation catch, which they say you have to clean after each use. Here is the auger, which also I'm going to rinse off. And then on the side here is the drip tray, which you can store on the side, and then it just pops into place right there. Taking a look at the front panel here, there really isn't a lot to it. There's a power button here, you have all of your presets, and there's a rinse cycle here. I washed all those parts off by hand first. I'll do the rinse cycle after my first slushie. And over here we have the temperature range. Now they say if you want more sippable drinks to decrease the temperature level, if you want thicker, colder drinks to increase the temperature level. I should also point out this is covered in stickers that are actually pretty helpful. So I'm gonna remove those eventually, but right now they're kind of helpful. All right, so I think I'm ready to try my first slushie here. In their quick start guide, the first thing they list is a soda slushie. We're doing that. They say total time for 2 to 3 servings, which I'm gonna do, is 15 minutes. All it requires is 2 12-ounce cans or 3 cups of soda. I don't have cans, but I do have a 2-liter bottle. So let's see, pour the soda into the vessel. So I open up this top here, and you're supposed to pour it right in the vessel. The sticker on the top says, do not add ice, solid, or hot ingredients. 24 ounces of soda. All right, my first step is done. Closing it up. I assume the power should be on. Power is on. I hit slush and it already turned on. I should also point out you cannot use diet sodas because it needs sugar. As far as alcohol goes, they say for beer and wine, it can be under 16%. Over that, you have to dilute it with other ingredients. So at this point, I just got my stopwatch going. I want to see how long it takes. Assuming it works, that's pretty easy. All I had to do is add the ingredients and press 1 button. So at this point, all I have to do is wait about 15 minutes, and we'll come back and check and see how it turned out. We're at about the 9-minute mark, and it is definitely thickening up now. Some kind of frozen chunks in there. The Coke itself is getting thick. So we are making progress. I think 15 minutes is about right on track. Let's see how thick that is. Very thick. I should also point out it really isn't that loud. I'm talking kind of normal volume over it, and it's there, but it's not as loud as a blender or anything. So I'll be curious how it goes. It looks like it's making pretty good progress. We're over halfway there. So we'll check back at the 15-minute mark and see how it turned out. Now we're currently at the 13-minute mark, and when it's at the optimal temperature, it's supposed to beep, so I'm listening for that. It looks like most of it's migrated towards the front of the machine, so it's gotta be almost done. It looks pretty good to me. Just as an observation, there was warm air coming out of the back of this. That's interesting. Well, I'm gonna dispense it. We're at almost 20 minutes, it hasn't beeped. Now this pulsating light right here means that it has not reached its optimal temperature yet, but it looks done to me. I'm not waiting for the beep anymore, I'm just gonna dispense it. Here we go. First dispense. Oh, that is thick. That is thick. It's dispensing quite slowly. They also say for easier cleaning, do not turn off the preset until the frozen drink has been dispensed. But there we go, that's very thick. That is very thick. Stir this up a little bit. I mean, it looks good. The texture looks good. Let's try the taste. Here we go. It's just like you would expect. It's just like I would get down at the local convenience store. As you can see, it is nice and cold in there. Just below freezing. So I never got my beep I was promised, but we're just gonna keep moving on. I think the final result is perfect. It's exactly like you would expect from the convenience store nearby. The temperature and the texture is absolutely perfect. So good job there, but this is kind of easy. This is soda slushy, that's kid stuff. What I'm gonna do now is dispense the rest of this, run it through a rinse cycle, and then we're gonna move up to some more adult beverages. My only problem with the first round is I never got a beep. Otherwise, it worked perfectly. Let's now run it through the rinse cycle. It says dispense any remaining frozen drink, which I've done. Stop the current preset, press the rinse button. All right, now it says to add hot water to the fill line, 64 ounces. All right, after adding the water, slowly dispense the water into a large cup or bowl. Oh, it's coming out very quickly. It's gushing. It's gushing out of there. Stop the rinse cycle by pressing the rinse button again. Push the power button to turn off the unit. We made it through our first drink and our first rinse cycle, but now it's time to move up to the big leagues with a margarita. In their quick start guide is a recipe for a frozen mango margarita. It called for mango margarita mix. I only found the regular, so we're going with regular margarita mix. I'm only making the 2 to 3 servings once again, which they say will take 30 minutes this time. The instructions: pour all ingredients into the vessel. First up, 2 cups of margarita mix. 1/3 cup of water. 1/3 cup of lime juice. 1/3 cup of tequila. Now we select spiked slush. And we are off. Stopwatch is going. So this is supposed to take about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna turn the cameras off. I'll keep my stopwatch going, and I'll let you know if anything changes. Once again, there's supposed to be a beep. I didn't get one last time. We'll see if I get one this time. At the 18:55 mark, it just beeped. I didn't hear a beep in my first test, but I did this time. Let's check it out. It's looking pretty good, looking pretty good. There's our nice frozen margarita. It looks good. It should taste good because all the ingredients are there. Let's try. Here we go. Oh, wow, that's very good. It came out nice. I guess a lot of people drink margaritas with a straw. Let's try that. I've had a lot of margaritas in my day, and this is about as good as the average margarita, so it came out really nice. The taste is good, the texture is good, it came out perfect. I'm gonna finish my margarita here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, run this through another rinse cycle, and then see what's next. All right, we've done the slush, we've done the spiked slush. Now it's time for the third option. We're gonna do the coffee frappe. Now they have the accent over the E, so it should be frappe or frap. There seems to be a difference opinion on how to pronounce that. What do you guys think? To me, I don't really care. But here we go. Now the instructions call for half and half black coffee, vanilla extract, and granulated sugar. You're not supposed to put hot liquids in here, so I dissolved the sugar in the black coffee when it was hot this morning and then stuck them in the fridge. So here we go. First up, 1 cup of half and half. 2 cups of black coffee, which also has the sugar in there. And this has been chilled for several hours. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now all I have to do is whisk it all together. This will be made easier because I already dissolved the sugar in the coffee this morning. Next up, pour the mixture in the vessel. Hit the power button. Hit the frappe option. Looks like it defaults to temperature level number 2. I think I'm gonna bump the temperature up just 1. Because I don't want it too sippable, I want it more. In fact, I don't go 2 more. I want it thick. I want it thick. Now this is only supposed to take 15 minutes. I've been noticing that sometimes it actually finishes early, so I gotta keep a close eye on this. Hopefully in 15 minutes we have a nice coffee frap/frappe. I'm only about 6 minutes in and I got an update for you. It smells like coffee in here, but it's very foamy. It looks just like a bunch of foam in there. Very interesting look, but supposedly you're only about halfway done. I'll be really curious how this looks after 15 minutes, or earlier if it's done before that. At the 14-minute mark, the foam is kind of calmed down. I'm thinking it'll be done any time now. It looks like it's about done, so we shall see about that. We're at the 25-minute mark now. It looks like it's almost about to reach its optimal temperature, so hopefully I'll be dispensing it any minute now. All right, I'm almost at 30 minutes. I'm just gonna dispense it. It doesn't seem like it's gonna finish anytime soon. Adding 2 extra levels of thickness seemed to double the time. The texture hasn't really changed since anyway, so I'm gonna dispense it anyways. Oh, it's thick. Maybe it's too thick. It might be too thick. Maybe I shouldn't have bumped it up so much. There it is. It looks pretty delicious though. I have to admit, that looks pretty good. Let's see if I get a straw here. Oh yeah. I mean, it took a long time just by bumping up a little bit in the thickness, but maybe it's worth it. Let's find out. Oh yeah, it was probably worth the wait. That's really good. I prefer this thickness. The default is to be a little bit thinner. I like the thicker version of it. And it still didn't beep. We're over 30 minutes now, still hasn't beeped. I thought I was gonna be cool by upping the thickness a little bit, but I ended up upping the time by a lot. But the end result is quite nice. Now let's move on to the next item. Now it's time for the one I've been looking forward to the most, the chocolate milkshake. I'm going off their recipe right here. Let's take a closer look here. It has all the ingredients. I'm going with the 2 to 3 servings once again. It says in a pitcher or large bowl, whisk together all the ingredients until combined. Let's do that first. 2 cups of whole milk. 1 cup of heavy cream. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. 1/4 cup of chocolate syrup. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now we whisk. I've got my mixture here. Now it says pour it in the vessel. So now all we have to do is select milkshake and it should do its thing. And we're off. All right, so all I have to do now is wait about 25 minutes and we should have a nice, delicious milkshake. I'll check back with you then, or if anything happens before then, and let you know how it's going. We're over the halfway mark now, and it's starting to look like something. That's how we're looking at the 16-minute mark, looking pretty good. I'm looking forward to trying it. I have an update for you. At the 20-minute mark, it just beeped 5 minutes early. Now we get to try it out. Something to point out is the gap between the drip tray and the spout is about 7 inches. If you don't use the drip tray, you get about another ½ inch. So you might have a little bit of a limitation on the glass you use. This one just fits in there. Let's dispense. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What do you guys think? Looks like a pretty good milkshake to me. And there's the final result. Looking pretty good. I like the texture of it. It's pretty nice. Might be able to use a straw with this too. Let's see if I can use a straw with this. Oh yeah, that's really good. Wow. We are on a roll here. So the prep was only maybe 5 minutes as far as this goes. It took 20 minutes in the machine and I think the texture is absolutely perfect. So the next thing I have to do is dispense the rest of this and then clean the unit and then we'll move on and see what's next. I've got one more test to do. I'm gonna do the frozen juice feature, but I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'm gonna start off at the lowest temperature setting and see how that turns out, and then go all the way up to the highest and see how it compares. All you have to do for this one is just pour chilled fruit juice in there and turn it on. So let's do that now. Closing the unit. So I'm gonna hit the frozen juice option. We're going all the way at the bottom, so it should not take that long. But once it dispenses this one, I'm cranking it all the way up to the coldest temperature possible and see how long that takes. Stopwatch is going. We'll see how long it takes for the lowest setting and then crank it all the way to the highest and see how long that takes. Aha, 12.5 minutes. We just heard the beep. Let's see what we got. Try dispensing a little bit of this here. Nothing is coming out. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go, there we go. It took a minute. What I'm gonna do now, you can see it's holding at level 1. Let's see how long that takes. Oh, this is what we got. And it looks like a nice little juice slushy here. Oh, once again, the texture is perfect. The juice is supposed to be optimized for the lowest level, which is it seems to be. I'm just curious what happens when I put it at the highest level. What happens? Right now you can see there's kind of a bunch piled up in the corner here. That doesn't seem very good. And it seemed kind of hard to dispense even at the lowest level, so I don't know what's gonna happen. It seems like most of it's just kind of like sitting right there. I don't think that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know. Texture-wise, it came out good once it dispensed properly. I'm gonna keep an eye on this and see how long it takes to go to the top level, if it does at all. I'll let you know when anything changes. We have success, here we go. So it's an hour 25 since I started this. Let's take a closer look. Look at that texture, that's an interesting texture. We made it all the way up, all the way to the top. Kind of excited about this. Oh, it's just plopping out of there, look at that. Whoa, it's almost a solid. It is almost completely solid. I don't know if a straw is gonna work. You almost need a spoon for this. I guess a straw will work, but not very well. But that's the top level. That's crazy. That was just juice an hour ago. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting, pretty fun too. And look at this texture, this is crazy. That is thick. I gotta empty all this out so I can clean it out. I should point out that the times listed in the recipes are just approximate. It can vary based on the ingredients you use, the temperature of the ingredients you use, the amount of ingredients you use. It's something you're probably gonna have to plan ahead for because it seems best suited for large batches. But as far as the pros and cons goes, let's take a look at the pros. First up, it's very easy to use, one touch in most cases. It's easy to clean. The recipes were very good and it pretty much worked as I expected it to. It seems well made and it's also pretty quiet. I didn't really have any problems with any of the settings that I tried. Now, as far as the cons goes, there's one main con and that's the cost. 300 bucks, that's a tough sell. It's more expensive than the creamy, it's more expensive than the thirsty. I'm not sure that a lot of people are going to want to pay that much money for something like this. But if you can get past the price, I do think that you will like the Ninja Slushi. But that's all I've got. If you've tried this or something like it, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching and I'll see you next time.